Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to go over shipping. Maybe we'll go over also what's above it. That will be maybe some graphite companies. We'll take a look at it. And again, I'll just give you my financial opinion here. This is just technical analysis. And we'll go over it. And I'll give you my opinion here. So looking at the Baltic Dry Index, we've got, this looks good for a move higher for the Baltic Dry Index. It looks really good. We're sitting above this long-term resistance support line, this white line going across. And every time we've come up above it, we've basically broken through that resistance area, had a little bit of a run, do a back test, and then we run from that. And it looks like we're doing the same similar thing here. We've broken out with a pretty good run above it. We've done a back test back to that support area. And here we are, and I'm hoping that we can get a nice, good, solid run out of this thing. Seasonality-wise, the Baltic Dry Index does very well in that April-May timeframe. And you'll see a lot of those timeframes, like here's April in 19, it ran up all the way till the fall. Again, this was another one, April timeframe where it ran up. So that the timeframes in that April-May timeframe is really strong seasonally. April was the bottom of this, the big run up. This was April was like in this general vicinity in here, and then the big run up. So I do think that we are seasonally strong, but that doesn't mean that we have to go higher. Just because something is seasonal doesn't mean it has to do anything. We're just looking for anything that can give us a slight edge to the markets and where we can put money in undervalued sectors. And then looking at some of the companies like GLBS, zooming in on here, logarithmic. This thing does look pretty good. It's been moving sideways underneath its support line. So that's GLBS. We've got MATX. This has had a lot of sell-off pressure here recently, but it does look like it's consolidating. Big picture view. We were in this consolidation pattern, and the time to buy it would have been on this break of the pattern back in October of 2020. Then we had a nice good run up, but I still think this has room to move to the upside. Looking at EDRY, Eurodry, zooming in on it. Wow, this thing's going slow. We do have this kind of support line going across there, and we're still sitting and hanging out above that support line for Eurodry. It looks like we had another support line here that we had broken that, and it ran doing another basically stair-step level higher. GNK, Janko Shipping, another one that's got it's right sitting on top of a support resistance area. And that's where we're sitting, right on top of it. So that one's looking good. We've got CTRM, that's our boy CTRM, the nice little pattern here. And if we zoom in on the right-hand side, we are still sitting above the breakout. So we broke out, did a retest, bounced off the retest, and we're just moving sideways. You could probably draw another maybe trend line that's coming here. And sometimes they like doing this. It's somewhere in that general vicinity there. We've got Safe Bulkers. Safe Bulkers is sitting on top of its pattern, just resting before the cheetah is going to run to the next resistance line. NMM, Navios Maritime Partners, looks pretty good. Volume's kicking up. We're coming up into resistance. That'll probably break that resistance eventually. There we are, just kind of moving sideways. NM, Navios Maritime, the smaller company, more dry bulk shipping related, lots more debt. But we've broken the downtrend here and looks like we're consolidating at its current price. Golden Ocean, GOGL, moving sideways, breaking out of its resistance pattern. This looks pretty good for a move higher. Volume's kicking up massively. So this one looks really good on a short-term, long-term perspective. Ship, looking at ship it. We're way down there. We've got lots of volume. Notice how the stock basically bottomed with all this volume down there, and it's just been moving sideways. I think this one looks pretty solid. Starbulk Carriers Corporation. Big picture view, we've got the downtrend line broken and it's moving on higher. So that one looks really good. We've got EGL. This is Eagle Bulk Shipping, another one that's broken out of its resistance line to the upside. It is moving sideways with nice, good buying pressure in this area. You could maybe put kind of like, and I'm just throwing this in there, something like that. We've been bouncing back and forth, ping-ponging back and forth. TNP, Psychos Energy Navigation, looking quite solid. There's off logarithmic, and it's just kind of coming down. We're breaking to the upside here just recently, so that looks really good for TNP. Looking up at some of the graphite, just to give you guys a little bit different look, and some of these guys, they're very speculative. I'm not really doing much with them, but there's Anson Resources putting in that double bottom, potentially. We've got Gratomic Incorporated. That one's also bouncing below this resistance line. We've got Hexagon Energy Materials Limited way down there, almost doing kind of a double bottom. And we have this wedge pattern that's just spilling out the end of it, spilling out the end. LEMIF, another one that's been moving down. That's rare earths. It's got more than just graphite. I think there's rare earths and stuff in this one too. There's the downtrend line. We haven't broken that downtrend line yet. Syra Resources, another one that's right about to break. We're sitting on top of the pattern. We've got Graphics Group that's just been moving sideways. Some of these are really small companies, guys. We've got Next Source Materials, another one that's been pulling back. It's been trying to break out of this resistance area and hasn't broken it yet. And then we've got Tulga Group, another one that's been in this massive flag pattern. And it's still within the flag pattern for Tulga Group. And to me, I mean, I like the shipping areas. And if you guys want more information, I could go into more details. I even go into some of the companies on the website for the Platinum membership. So I dig deeper into some of these companies and give you guys my opinion of what I'm buying, the exact companies that I'm buying and when I'm buying them. And overall, I think shipping's of really good value, really good value. And I've been looking at other ones, trying to see other sectors to look into. You know, I've got rare earths, graphite, lithium. I've looked at all those. Some of them, of the companies, I put on the website for the Platinum members to see and which ones that I like the best. But you know, going through all this, you gotta look at the sectors. You gotta find those imbalances in the sectors, the market balances where you've got deficits coming up here soon, and then you gotta front run the market. You gotta be really patient. It's how you make a lot of money. You don't trade in and out. You kind of have to listen to yourself or listen to someone who's maybe thinking a little bit different than everyone else. You can't really follow the crowd because the crowd means that they're already there. So your risk goes up the more people know about something, if that makes sense. And I try to basically find areas where people aren't really looking, and then you just pile into it. And then you hold on. You just hold on. And maybe I'll go into another clip about some of these things in terms of investor psychology and building the confidence and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what I've got for today. That's what shipping and graphite. I didn't have too many graphite companies, guys. I was just looking at it, starting to look at it, and I don't know if it's ready yet. You know, I have my favorites. I'll just say that. I'll have my favorites, and that's really where I put my money, is my favorite one. So give me a thumbs up for the content, subscribe to the channel, and check out my website. Platinum membership gets you all the information on all this stuff. And we'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.